Well, it's been 2 days in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been so overstimulated I haven't even been sleeping, which is why I've decided to take a little break, and we're back. And what's actually become one of my favorite places, Boulder City, Nevada. This is the town the Hoover Dam built, in the sense that it was built for the workers building the Hoover Dam. It's a little bit confusing. Here, the speed limit everywhere seems to be 25 miles per hour. It's sort of like a little Nevada version of Stars Hollow. Everybody seems to know each other. It only took me about 30 minutes to get here from the Strip, and yet it feels like it's a whole world away. A little windy, a little breezy here in Boulder City today, but that's okay. I'm just having to take myself for a walk somewhere where nobody's trying to get me to go into a strip club, and at least take a short break from the hustle and bustle of Las Vegas itself. Look at this brew pub over here, all strewn around town. You can find all kinds of giant pieces of machinery, and this is no exception. You got this little beer garden over here, but there's all kinds of excavating equipment, probably from building the Hoover Dam. Not probably, definitely from the construction of the Hoover Dam. The residents of this town are very proud of the town's history, and a lot of people live here who are descended from the original dam builders. A lot of people here actually work at the dam to this day, including my friend Mike, who gave me a behind-the-scenes tour of the Hoover Dam a couple of years ago. It's still on this channel. That thing is damn impressive from a distance, but it's even more impressive when you're standing down on the bottom looking up at it. One thing I love about this place is that there are statues about every 15 feet, it seems like, downtown. There's so many cute little shops. Look at this little shaved ice stand. Not open at the moment. It's pretty cold today, honestly. It's pretty icy just in the air. And look at this. This is so sad. There used to be a flying saucer right here, and it was because of this. Area 52, the flying saucer. There's an alien store right here. Completely UFO themed. They had all kinds of extraterrestrial swag in there. And apparently it has closed just a little under a year ago that I was actually out in Nevada on the extraterrestrial highway. We visited Heiko and Rachel and the gates of Area 51. I just love aliens so much. Oh, look at this. The stuff is still in there, but it's closed. What are they going to do with all those aliens in there? I want those aliens. Just open for one more day. Let me buy these. Dang, that is going to be a huge bummer that this is gone. Actually, as I'm walking around, it's actually Sunday morning, January 5th, 2025. I'm still trying to get used to that. It seems like everybody's downtown actually getting lunch or getting breakfast at the moment. I just had to come down here to make sure my other favorite shop, the Silver Indian Jewelry Shop over here, is still open, which it is. It's not open at the moment, obviously, but I love all the hand-painted stuff. It's so old school. So many tourists used to actually drive through town to get to the Hoover Dam, and this is a relic of a bygone era when people were like, oh, I've got to get some Native American souvenirs. I'm out in the West, you know. And they're sitting, eating a Mentos, right on the edge of Hotel Plaza over here. It's kind of like the courthouse square, if you will, of Boulder City, although it's a parking lot. There's no actual park here, and it's called Hotel Plaza because of this, the old Boulder Dam Hotel right here. A very historic hotel. It's got a museum in there. I don't think it's open at the moment. It was built all the way back in 1933. In fact, there's a restaurant called Restaurant 1933 here. It's supposed to be very, very haunted. Every time I stay in Boulder City, my friends get annoyed. Like, dude, you didn't stay at the haunted one? Like, okay, one day I'll stay in here. I mean, it's been beautifully kept up and restored. It looks lovely. I'm just not the hugest fan of the idea, at least, of waking up with somebody else in my bed that I don't know. I don't like to sleep with strangers, if you know what I mean. Strange appearances, apparitions. I gotta say, it is ideally located because the whole Hotel Plaza area is actually so cute, so lovely, and full of awesome antique shops. You can see this one's absolutely enormous. It goes all the way down to the end of the block. The Goat Feathers Emporium. It is stuffed, well, you know, I'll show you the inside. It's stuffed full of antiques. I can get lost in here for hours, so I'm just going to dip in to give you a little peek. See what I'm saying? It is absolutely packed. Every walkway, every nook and cranny, all the way to the ceiling. Look at all this old general store stuff. Look at all these antiques that are sort of part of the permanent collection here. I love when you see old stock like that, still together with its brothers, sort of on the shelf, but it just goes and goes and goes forever in here. Oh, that is a cool box. Uh-oh, I'm going to get distracted. There's no time to get sucked in now, but look at all the books. Books! And holy mackerel, the mother lode of all casseroles. All right, you get the idea. I have been sucked into many a multi-hour quest to search through the antique stores down here. That's not the only one, by the way, because there's also the absolutely massive Sherman's House of Antiques over there, right across the street from this, the historic Boulder Theater, which I believe was purpose-built as a combination movie theater and sort of live, theater. After all, this whole place was built in the 1930s. Part of what I love about it is the sort of architecture here of the old downtown. Anyway, this theater, I believe, still is owned by Desi Arnaz Jr. That's right, the son of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, Lucy and Ricky's kid, his real-life kid, not the one on the TV show. His wife, who sadly passed away, I believe, was super into ballet. And they used to have all kinds of productions here in a dance school. Every time I've ever been here since she passed away in the last few years, it's been closed, but I always see lights on inside, so it's obviously used for something. And there are other side businesses over here tucked away in the building. The main gates are always closed. Maybe I'm just not here enough, so I hope that it's still open. I hope it's still functional as a theater. Oh, here we go. Look, this is exactly what I was talking about. Amy Arnaz. And look at that font. That is so 90s. It's that grandma sign dot font. You know what I'm talking about? If you were alive in the 90s and your grandma ever got a hold of puffy cloth paint, you probably had a sweater with "I love my grandma" on it in that font. But anyway, yeah, I've never been inside of the Boulder Theater. First couple times I came here, I used to come down here and be like, ooh, I wonder if I can run into Desi Arnaz Jr., That'd be kind of cool. Never happened. Funny, because the sun is finally out nice and crystal clear today. Nice change from Southern California, where most of the month of December was pretty misty and foggy, weirdly. And yet, it is a little bit frigid outside. Today is the first day it's actually been kind of cold. And starting to feel like a hoodie wasn't quite enough. That's what I love about Shermans. I love all the giant things outside for sale. Look at that, $4.95 for a weird king thing. I don't know how much the king costs. He's been out here for quite a while. This pirate has been sold. Somebody bought a pirate. The pirate is the booty. Anyway, it feels weird shivering in the breeze over here when normally you're more worried about roasting alive in the desert. And as much as I love walking around here, watching everybody shiver, I guess it's probably time for me to get down to business, because I am here on a little piece of business in Boulder City, Nevada today. I have a very special delivery to make to a friend in the more 1950s mid-century part of town. There's one more buddy I gotta say hi to over here in the old downtown of Boulder City. Before I can do that, just past the Dam store and the Dam Roast House over here is the ultimate Dam hero, the most essential worker when they were building the Hoover Dam. This is Alabama. It's a statue of the guy named Alabama because he was apparently from Alabama, who used to bring the toilet paper out to the workers at the Hoover Dam. Because you know what? When you were going to the latrine out there and you had no newspaper handy, there were no flushing toilets, this stuff would come in very, very handy. Must have felt like a luxury. Alabama was a very popular man. And yes, I'm sorry for mentioning the dam so many times, but when you're near the Hoover Dam, it's your only chance to let it all out. And Mom can't do anything about it. Hey, I never noticed this. Alabama, maybe I did notice it, but I didn't remember it. Alabama is located right in front of the public restrooms here. Man, he's still working, even in the afterlife. Whoa, look at this car coming. Got some sick Sunday drivers out here today. That is a beautiful vintage Ford. There was another beautiful MG downtown a couple seconds ago that I was checking out. I love classic cars. I probably shouldn't own one because I can't even find someone to rewire my van from 1998. So a classic car would not be well taken care of in my hands, unless I win the lottery or something. But I do like looking at them. All right, I'm gonna avail myself of this. I gotta make some room, because I wasn't kidding when I said I have not been sleeping since I've been here in Las Vegas. I've slept maybe 2-3 hours last night, 2 hours the night before, maybe 4 hours the night before that. I'm a little bit fading here. So I've come down the street, like I said, to the more mid-century modern part of town to get a cup of coffee before I die. This is the best place to do it. Look at this, the Southwest Diner over here. I don't know if you can see that beautiful El Rancho Boulder Motel sign down there. There's a couple of mid-century motels here that I stay at usually when I'm staying in Boulder City. Every single one of them will be like, here's a coupon, you gotta go to the Southwest Diner. For whatever reason, I never actually have. Walked by 1,000 times, never actually been in the inside. I definitely need that cup of coffee. I want to be a jolly fellow like Santa. I don't want to turn into this guy, the old Grinch. All right, it was a little busy inside for sitting down. Like I said, very popular in this town. I got a cup of coffee to go. Time to hit the road and make that delivery. Dude, this is so weird because there's a speaker on top of this storage thing out back. It's motion activated, and when birds fly over here, like into the tree or over on top of the classic V8 Ford, that thing starts chirping like crazy. Maybe to scare them away? I don't know. It does not bother the pigeons, however. The pigeons are unconcerned. Just realized, I don't think I've ever drunk coffee with a straw before, but I don't hate it. It's not so bad. Ow. Hot. All right, leaving the old downtown now and heading along the highway 93 that led to Las Vegas back in the day. Now they built a bigger one, more like an interstate. Look at that auction house on the right there. All those props, there's pottery. I love this town because it's just touristy enough with people visiting the Hoover Dam that there's lots of kitschy stuff, lots of attractions. For example, there's a railroad museum in town, and there's also lots of great mid-century modern architecture. I love this old A&W here. I might come get some root beer later. First, I gotta finish that coffee. And of course, I'm here to make a delivery. Not to the A&W. I just like looking at that. Nope, I'm making a special delivery to one of my favorite friends' monster museums. Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. Probably, no, easily the coolest attraction in Boulder City. No offense to the dam, but this place is awesome. Now, on the off chance, boy, did it get windy. On the off chance that you have never seen any of my videos and you're just stumbling across this randomly and you don't know what Tom Devlin's Monster Museum is, my friend Tom was a makeup effects artist for years and years. He's the king of the B movies. And when he relocated from Hollywood to Boulder City, Nevada, he put his monster making skills and some of his screen used props to work here with Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. Can you believe Las Vegas didn't have a monster museum? And Tom has created things like this as well, the Ecto 13. It's just, I love that. It has to be 13, right? At a monster museum. You might be thinking, what in the world do I have to deliver to a monster museum? Well, it's not really to the monster museum. It's to my friend Tom, because as you guys may know, but again, if you're new here, maybe not, I am obsessed with tiki carving. I grew up admiring and eventually being friends with the master, the godfathers of tiki, Leroy Schmaltz and Bob Van Oosting at Oceanic Arts in California. They built lots of stuff for Disney. Leroy was the master carver extraordinaire. And when he passed away, he was really encouraging me before that, get started carving tikis. You've always wanted to do the wood carving thing, and so I've been chipping away at it, no pun intended. Lots of other stuff besides tiki masks, but that seems to be what everybody wants, and my friend Tom is no exception. He's like, dude, I gotta buy one of these crazy tiki masks for you. Of course, I'm not gonna sell the tiki mask to my friend Tom. He's done me lots of different favors. Plus, you never know when a monster maker owing you a favor will come in handy. So, I carved a very special tiki just for my friend Tom, who I just saw drive by. I don't know, he might be going to the dentist or something like that. He didn't know I was coming at this time. And of course, what better kind of tiki mask for a monster maker than this one, a skull-inspired tiki mask. This is based on a real traditional tiki mask design, or really traditional Polynesian pop mid-century tiki mask design. This one's actually kind of a pain in the butt to make. I've only made a few of these, but that one is for Tom. But until he gets here, I wasn't really planning on taking you inside the Monster Museum, but hey, we might as well. Normally I don't like filming in here unless I have my special low light camera, but it'll be okay. All right. Hey, Waleed! Well. Look at it's Waleed from the Monster Museum.
Hello.
Everybody's favorite guy. Now you're a director too.
Oh, yes.
Tom Devlin's turning everybody into horror movie directors. Check this out. Look at this. I'm in this movie, The After Dark. I'm also in, Teddy told me to in the very beginning, I think you could spot me in Las Vegas Frankenstein, but look at, they got the Legend of the Sasquatch. There's all these Tom Devlin movies coming out. The Plan 10 Pictures collection. Waleed's working on one. I don't know if are we allowed to talk about what it is? Is there a teaser title or anything?
Not exactly what happens in the movie.
Okay.
It's definitely, it's a slasher movie with a twist.
Okay, a twist, a good twist. That's all we'll say for now. Keep an eye on.
It's called It Steals Your Skin.
Whoa, you just revealed the title.
The title we can. It
steals your skin. Yes. Okay, that's going to be a banger. So keep an eye on Plan 10. How do you follow Plan 10 Pictures? Just Plan 10 Pictures on Instagram, right?
Plan10pictures.com, Instagram, Facebook.
You guys have been crushing. I've been seeing all the Monster Museum TikToks and like reels and stuff. They party at the Monster Museum. They party. All right, look at this. Just entered the museum. It always changes. That's the thing. You can't film it too much. Showing some Plan 10 stuff. You got Plan 10 pictures. I love that the Monster Museum is turned into a monster movie studio. Look at that. Some screen use props. So now we're going in a little bit deeper. It's very dark in here, but it's a Monster Museum. By the way, these are from one of our booths at Midsummer Scream. It's a Randomland connection in here. More than one, actually. Check this out. This is Waleed's handiwork. He is a fantastic artist. Also a musician. He's in a band called Switch to Fakey with Tom. Also a band called Chainsaw Fight. A couple of punk rock bands out here in Boulder City, Nevada. Gosh, it's freaking scary being in here by myself. And I know there's no other customers at the moment. Look at that right there. That is sick. And not everything, but almost everything in here is made by Tom. Some other random stuff, screen use props, and other kind of off-the-shelf stuff that'll migrate in and out of this place. But most of the dioramas, displays, monster masks were either created by Tom, this is freaking freaky, specifically for the Monster Museum, or created by him for a movie or for another project, and then later placed, dude, this is totally different, placed into the Monster Museum in the Camp Crystal Lake section. This is very freaky. Children, avert your eyes. This is a lot of Jasons, dude. Kind of too many Jasons. The worst part about this is that I know Tom is on the way over here now to see me. By the way, that's a gremlin right there. Spider gremlin. I know he's on the way over here to pick up his special delivery. Okay, that's freaky. That's a mirror. Ah! And look at that. I knew it. Speak of the devil, I was like, he's going to pop in here while I'm alone in here. Freak me out. What's up, Tom Devlin? The master, the monster master. Here's another new section of the museum. Check that out. That is one scary doll right there. You're always changing this. Is there ever a day, I mean, you're working on movies, you're doing all this stuff. Is there ever a day where you're not tinkering with the museum also?
No.
You're always walking through like, I'm going to gut this place. I'm going
This is all
to chop down this wall.
We did the background on this and new shelves and just made it much nicer.
This is all your like screen use stuff, right? You got all your Puppet Master stuff.
We added a bunch of stuff too.
Poultrygeist is down there.
Now we got Bikers versus Werewolves.
Dude, I have a special delivery for you in the car.
I have a special delivery for you at my house.
I'm stoked for you to get my special delivery. I wasn't even going to come in here, but I was sort of waiting for you to show up. I thought you drove by in a silver van. Turns out it wasn't. You have a doppelganger in your town.
I know what van you're talking about.
And I told you that you...
And I swear they made it look like mine on purpose.
And I told Tom, yeah, I thought I saw you in the passenger seat. He's like, I would never. So, okay,
I'm a
that's
driver.
how
I drive.
But you do have a van, right? You sold that van.
No,
Do you have a van?
I got another van.
Okay.
I didn't sell that
Because
van.
you have
It
a
broke down in
Facebook
New
group
Mexico.
called the Avengers, and
Yeah.
I was like, how can you be in the Avengers without a van?
Oh, I got two vans right now.
Okay, and you got the mystery machine.
Well, that's one of them.
Okay.
But my van broke down in New Mexico, in Gallup, New Mexico. I don't know if you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
What? I love Gallup.
Oh God, no. I had a very bad experience.
I love Gallup in the daylight.
Actually, I hate New Mexico. I've
Why?
never had a good experience in New Mexico.
Oh, you got to go to New Mexico with me.
And I got almost murdered in New Mexico one time.
Okay, well...
They took the keys to my motorcycle, and they took my cell phone, and I used the force and got it all back and left. I mean, it was crazy.
Okay, that's a good excuse,
And
though.
then Gallup...
If I almost got murdered somewhere, I would hate it, too.
My van broke down in Gallup, and I couldn't... Nobody would fix it. Nobody would talk to me. There's definitely... I don't know if I was... I don't want to say that publicly.
This might be the inspiration for your next horror movie.
Pretty much.
It's just going to be called Gallup.
Gallup.
Tom just told me he's going to gut and completely change the front, like the front part where we were, the little store, the entrance. And
It's
you're
stale.
starting tonight. And you're also working on several films.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a maniac. Tom Devlin is a maniac. Okay, I'm looking for my light. There it is. There's my other Randomland connection in here.
That is.
I donated this light that somebody gave me.
Did you see your hat on display?
No, where's the hat?
In the Plan 10 room.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going back to the Plan 10 room. Hey, how did I miss that? There it is right there. That's the Teddy Told Me To hat, right?
No, that's the Frankenstein one.
Oh, okay. There's a couple of hats.
It was also in the After Dark.
I've been killed a few times here. Oh, the After Dark punk rock vampire movie. Check it out. Okay, so these are screen used Wish Master props.
Yeah, this is the actual makeup Andrew Devoff wore in part 1. That's foam latex.
See, I love when it's not your stuff.
Yeah, this was just donated by
That
him.
I love that you're so into monster makeup that you're like, ooh, I have to have that. And you're friends with tons of makeup
So the
artists.
crazy thing is like, I'm really into Wishmaster. Wishmaster is one of my favorite things ever. And this is the most random thing that happens to me all the time. I got a call from Andrew Devoff, who is the Wishmaster.
And he's like,
hello, Tom. This is the Wishmaster. I have a proposition for you. And he comes here. He's like, I have something in the car for you. And he brings this slug in from part 2. And he's like, this is for you, a gift from me. And then he brought me, the next walk to the car, he brought me the original Wishmaster prosthetic.
that's so crazy.
From part 1. That's been mounted on a foam bus.
And now, I've got something in my car for you. It just keeps happening. So I cruise over to his house for a little while. Sorry I couldn't take you with me, but it's Tom's house. It's not your house. And now we're just cruising through Tom's, as he calls it, the BS Backlot. A lot of Plan 10 pictures are filmed back here, including the After Dark.
It made a lot of sense.
And look at all this stuff back here. And now we're going to go do Tom's podcast.
I'm going to show you some fun stuff in here.
The Monster Museum's got a
Did you
podcast.
see the robots yet?
Did I see the robots?
Yeah, have you seen the robots?
I think so. Look at that, there it is, the screen used stage. Now it's for switch to fakie practices, but that's where I was pretending to rock out in the After Dark. Dude, you never know what's going on in Tom's world. You just never know. That's a freaking robot right there. You just don't know what. Look at these BattleBot things. What is that? Is that like one of those VR like video games? What the heck?
I have 2 of them.
For what?
I'm going to make spaceships.
Anyway, I'm heading in to this creepy trailer right here, where hopefully I won't be murdered. Do this little podcast. I had no idea what was going to happen today. Did not wake up thinking I'm going to do a podcast. But that's what's going to. You never know what can happen when you visit Tom Devlin. And this is the year, like I said, I'm just going to go with the flow. This is flowing. All right, we did it. I just recorded the longest podcast in the history of Tom Devlin's podcast. I'm only half awake, so I don't know how good I did. Probably horrible. Look at that. We're recording it on security cameras. This is awesome. And how do they find it?
They can go to Monster Museum Network on YouTube, and then the podcast is called Tom Devlin's Off the Clock.
Is there links to it from like tomdevlin.com or I don't know what the main Plan10pictures.com?
Plan10pictures.com is our, and we have a monstermuseum.com, but I don't know
But
if
what's
there's a
the
link to
YouTube
the
channel?
podcast. The YouTube channel is Monster Museum Network.
Monster Museum Network. Look it up. Ooh, and just like that, it was night. And it got very creepy. I hate winter because the days are so short. I need longer days. Maybe I'll move to Alaska in the summer. All right, came back to the Monster Museum to pick up my car. Tom's freezing, so he's stealing his own merchandise to wear.
Put it away.
Saying bye to Waleed. And I was just about to pee, and I forgot they did this, and I did not show this earlier. I'm sure I've showed it before in the past. Maybe you haven't seen that video. I love that they remodeled the bathroom as a shining bathroom. Look at that. And red rum right across from the mirror. The perfect location. Come and play with us, Danny. By the way, I hope you noticed that to enter the restroom, you push on the coffin. And yes, that's a real coffin lid. All right, well, I didn't mean to make another Monster Museum Tom Devlin Love Fest video, but I do love Tom Devlin. Big fan of everything that he's doing out here. DIY empire. It all started with the Tom Devlin Monster Museum. But as spooky as this all is, it's time for me to get back to the real horror. The Las Vegas Strip. All right, I totally did not expect that to happen. Especially the podcast thing. You know, nobody ever asks me to be on podcasts. My one thing that I always prefer is I don't like using Zoom and stuff. I just want to do them in real life. So the few people who have asked me, like, oh, well, we only do Zoom. And I'm like, and it just never works out. For the most part, nobody ever asked me. So that was really fun. I have no idea what we talked about whatsoever. Like I said, I'm running on fumes. Like just a handful of hours of sleep for this entire week so far. To the point where, as much as I wanted to throw other stuff into this episode, I think we might be nearing the end. I have some people to meet up with for dinner, and I don't know how I'm gonna stay awake for that. Actually, I thought I'd make it back to the Strip with you, but I am pulling over and getting some more coffee before I drive anywhere. I'm very sleepy, and probably not good to go for so many days with 2 hours of sleep. I'm gonna pump myself up with coffee, do some jumping jacks, and then drive back into town. It was a weird adventure today, slightly strange. I had no idea what was gonna happen. A little Boulder City action. I hope you at least like hanging out and going along for the ride. On the next one, I hope to do something I've always meant to do and never done in Las Vegas. Something very weird. And it's not on the Strip, I can tell you that much. I shouldn't say too much now. I should get that coffee. And I should get back and hotel and hopefully finally sleep well. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.